Your brain is creating an average of 60,000 thoughts every single day, right at this very moment. But here's the shocking truth. A staggering 80% of these thoughts are negative, and 95% are exactly the same thoughts you had yesterday. According to Harvard University neuroscience research, negative thoughts typically stay in our minds for an average of 12 seconds. But with the method I'm about to share with you today, you can reduce those 12 seconds down to just 1 second. In 1960, when an Irish man arrived in New York with nothing but the clothes on his back, he battled thousands of negative thoughts every single day. I'm a failure. I can't do anything without money. I have no talent. These thoughts constantly tormented his mind. But then he discovered one remarkable technique that completely transformed his life in just 30 days. This man was Dr. Joseph Murphy, and the technique he discovered is exactly what you're going to learn today. Most people handle negative thoughts in completely the wrong way. They try to ignore them, force themselves to think positively, or argue with them logically. But according to Joseph Murphy's research, these methods actually strengthen negative thoughts. Why? Because our subconscious mind doesn't understand negative words. When you think, "I shouldn't fail," your subconscious only processes the word fail. The first core technique Joseph Murphy discovered is called instant replacement. The moment a negative thought appears, you replace it with a pre-prepared positive image within 0.5 seconds. For example, when the thought, "I'm ugly," comes up, you immediately visualize yourself smiling with complete confidence. The key is images, not words. As Joseph Murphy explains in his book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, the subconscious mind communicates through images and emotions, not language. Try this method right now. Close your eyes and recall the most stressful situation you've experienced recently. The moment that negative emotion rises, immediately replace it with an image of your happiest moment. You'll experience the feeling change in just 1 second. This is what Joseph Murphy called the mental switch. A real office worker used this method and experienced an incredible transformation. Every morning on his way to work, the thought, "Another difficult day begins," would automatically pop up. For 3 weeks, he consistently replaced this thought with the image, "Another day full of new opportunities." After just 1 month, he actually received a promotion offer, and people around him noticed his energy had completely changed. The second core technique is emotional anchoring. Joseph Murphy realized that simply changing thoughts wasn't enough. Emotions needed to change too for real transformation to occur. That's why he developed the emotional anchoring technique. When negative thoughts arise, you immediately touch a specific part of your body while simultaneously invoking powerful positive emotions. For instance, gently press your wrist while feeling, "I am loved." This creates new neural connections in your brain, and later, when negative thoughts appear, simply pressing your wrist will instantly shift you to positive emotions. Joseph Murphy himself used this method to experience dramatic change. During difficult times, he would place his right hand on his heart every night before sleep and feel, "I am abundant, healthy, and happy." In just 21 days, he secured an unexpected publishing contract that became the turning point that completely transformed his life. Try it right now. Touch the most comfortable spot on your body, your wrist, shoulder, or heart. It doesn't matter. While touching that spot, feel again the emotion from your happiest moment. Continue for just 30 seconds. This becomes your personal emotional anchor. From now on, whenever negative thoughts arise, use this anchor and you'll be able to shift emotions in just 1 second. A student who suffered from test anxiety practiced this emotional anchoring technique for 2 weeks. As a result, whenever tension arose during exams, he could use his practiced anchor to immediately regain calmness. He ended up achieving his highest grades ever and still uses this technique in important situations today. The third and most powerful technique is reverse programming. This was the last method Joseph Murphy discovered. but it's the most effective. Usually, when negative thoughts arise, we try to change them to positive ones. But reverse programming works in the opposite way. You create a positive state before negative thoughts even have a chance to appear. Every morning, immediately upon waking, spend 3 minutes vividly imagining the best things happening throughout your day. Picture people treating you warmly, work flowing smoothly, and receiving unexpected good news. This sets your brain in a positive state all day long, leaving little room for negative thoughts to emerge. In his book, The Miracle of Mind Dynamics, Joseph Murphy states, 3 minutes in the morning determines the entire 24 hours of your day. Every morning, he would lie in bed and pre-experience his perfect day. He vividly imagined successful lectures, people applauding with deep emotion, and his books becoming bestsellers. Amazingly, these visualizations began manifesting one by one. His books actually became bestsellers, selling millions of copies worldwide. This wasn't just luck. His daily 3-minute morning habit programmed his brain for success mode. Starting tomorrow morning, try this yourself. As soon as you wake up, close your eyes and spend 3 minutes imagining your perfect day. Make it specific, vivid, like watching a movie. In just 1 week, you'll be amazed at how different your days become. A working mother used this method and experienced unbelievable change. She used to stress every morning while preparing for work, thinking, another busy day begins. She started spending 3 minutes each morning imagining her perfect day. Children getting ready cooperatively, no traffic jams on the way to work, receiving positive feedback at the office. Remarkably, after 1 month, these things began happening regularly, and her stress levels decreased noticeably. Joseph Murphy's own life is living proof of these techniques. Born in 1898 to a poor Irish family, he faced countless hardships from childhood. When he immigrated to America in his 20s, he had nothing but dreams and hope. But he began observing his mind every single day. He meticulously studied exactly what happened when negative thoughts arose and how these thoughts affected his reality. Through years of observation and experimentation, he finally developed techniques to change thoughts in just 1 second. His transformation was dramatic. In his early 30s, he became a successful minister in New York. In his 40s, he earned a doctorate in psychology. In his 50s, he systematized his theories and began sharing them with the world. The techniques he developed have transformed millions of lives and continue to give hope to countless people today. The most important point is that all of this comes not from grand theories, but from small daily practices. Joseph Murphy also failed several times a day initially. He would forget and let negative thoughts pass by, or forget to use his emotional anchor. But he never gave up and practiced consistently. Every night before sleep, he reflected on how many negative thoughts he had successfully converted to positive ones that day, and how many times he had used his emotional anchor. He focused on successful moments rather than failures, encouraging himself for improving a little each day. As a result, after 6 months, the frequency of negative thoughts decreased significantly, and after 1 year, he could almost automatically shift to positive thinking. This is the power of habit. Initially, conscious effort is required, but over time, it becomes unconscious. Starting today, begin these 3 simple actions. First, when you catch a negative thought arising, silently exclaim, "Got it!" This alone awakens consciousness and starts the first step of change. Second, immediately replace it with your pre-prepared positive image. Third, create your own emotional anchor and practice it daily. Even doing these 3 actions just 3 times a day will bring noticeable change within a week. Your speed of changing thoughts will increase, you'll feel good throughout the day, and people around you will notice your energy transformation. The techniques Joseph Murphy discovered may seem simple, but they contain deep principles of neuroscience and psychology. The important thing isn't doing them perfectly, but doing them consistently. By practicing a little bit each day consistently, you'll find your mind completely transformed before you know it.